Why don't we throw it on up there so we can just have you guys tell us what you think about the idea. It hasn't
So,
been programmed, right? This is super, super early, but like
yeah.
we've talked about this perk, and this is an idea that has survived at least one round of discussion. We thought, you know what,
Mm,
let's go ahead and
yep.
ask the
Just
community.
a note on this one. If y'all nice and we can have actual discussions back and forth, feedback discussions and constructive feedback, this might be something that we do more often in the future, where we show you an early design and we ask for feedback. Now, this is very scary for us because if this comes and it doesn't work and we don't do this design, we don't want to hear it like 6 months down the line, but you said you promised. No, 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 no. This was a part of a discussion with the community. So this is a test. We're seeing if this works. We're opening the discussion with you guys. And this is it. Louis, do you want to get over like the changes or the
Uh,
proposed changes?
yeah, so we wanted to keep the idea of a perk that connects you to the killer that has this sort of like peeking, you see them, they see you kind of gameplay, but maybe it wasn't quite as antagonistic. Survivors can use the current object of obsession in a way that is, well, basically they can be very annoying with it. And while it might not be the most powerful perk, it's definitely a
Uh,
frustrating one to see.
it
With the
completely destroys stealth killers. It's so
it
sad when you're playing a stealth killer and you're like, oh, hi, dude, you're over there.
Yeah, it can be rough. So what we figured was this is a way to keep that aspect of you seeing them, them seeing you. Uh, Try to keep the obsession element involved. That's why we added the second power I'd like to talk about called Decisive Strike. So we have a change coming up for that, not in the mid chapter, but in the chapter after that. So not next week, but the next thing that comes out after that is going to be the Decisive Strike change. We've talked about this perk a lot internally. There were a lot of different options we felt to assuage some of the frustrations that people feel about the perk. The direction we went with was disabling the ability if the survivor does actions that advance their objectives, essentially. So it stays available until you've, let's say, done something useful.